Alright, let's take a closer look at the gear you'll need on your main account. First, we're going to want a Dragon Warhammer, which is crucial for lowering the mole's defense. You'll also need a Ring of Suffering for the recoil damage, and any best in slot gear for crush attacks. However, to take the aggro on the mole, we'll be splashing, so you'll need to remove any gear that gives you magic bonus, as we want to make sure we consistently miss with our spells. After using Warhammer specs on the mole, the real setup begins. Hello everyone, so this is a quick audio thing to look at the inventory setups. I haven't explained the inventory setups in this video, but if you look at them, that's what you want. Bring the standard stuff for the mole caves, a light source, a spade, etc, etc. But the runes on the main are quite key. The potions the main uses, and then the skiller can effectively be a second inventory, so feel free to take more prayer pots, more sharks, etc. Keep in mind though, you want a few poison dynamites. I mean, in this clip I took way too many. I hit on the first one, but I would say at least 5 to 10 poison dynamites, because you don't want to keep running up and down. And the skiller, once he's hit, he can run up and down, so he can be a bank runner, if you will. And you can drop trade. I drop trade just because it's easier. Or when the mole burrows, take your time then to trade to your main. Yeah, enjoy the video around if you don't want to watch it all. The last two clips are specifically how to do the spec run and how to splash on the mole. Hopefully you know how to do that. Anyway, let's dive into the main bulk of the strategy. On the main account, start by drinking 4 Saradonan brews to drop your strength stat to about 1. The lower your strength, the smaller your max hits will be. You want to hit low because you don't want to damage the mole too much. It takes ages for the mole to regen. Drinking Saradonan brews will drop your strength to about 1, and at that point you can drink a full super attack potion. This will boost your accuracy, this will increase your attack stat. 1 super attack puts my attack up to 60, and I seem to be pretty accurate with the Dragon Warhammer at that point. I don't know if going any higher will increase the hit chance that much, so just keep that in mind. Once you've done this, so you can begin your spec runs. The goal isn't to deal significant damage. Ideally, you're only hitting ones. Spec the mole, teleport to your house, or the skiller's house in this case. Use the restoration pool, teleport back to Falador, and repeat. Luckily, the pool gives you full run energy, so you can pretty much, it's not too bad. It might take around 10 to 15 minutes to land those special hits, which is slightly frustrating, but patience is key here. Once you do, the mole's defense will be really low. At this point, the skiller will have a way higher chance of using and landing a hit with poison dynamite. Without using the specs, it was taking me on average 30 poison dynamite to land a hit, so it really is, if you've got 1,000 poison dynamite, maybe just raw dog it. But for most people, getting Belladonna takes longer than spending 10 minutes in the mole caves. Right, now before you use your poison dynamite, you'll need to wait for the mole to fully regen her health. While waiting, keep your skiller in the caves and switch your mains inventory. You want to have a splashing setup, so negative magic attack. Hopefully most people know what to do there. And really, then it's a waiting game. You've got to wait until your mole's gone back to full HP. A good way to test this is just to use the poison dynamite on the mole, and you'll get a little message in your chat box saying, the mole, you can only use poison dynamite on an enemy that has full HP or something like that. Keep your main around, and as soon as 10-15 minutes has been up, depending on how much damage you've done to the mole on your spec runs, a minute per HP, is the general rule. Spellbook swap, cast wind strike, be ready to take the aggro. If your skiller lands a hit, the mole will likely one bang you, so your skiller dies. It doesn't matter though, as long as that true damage has been dealt, that's fine. It actually makes it easier if the skiller dies, because then the main can just cast wind strike, and at this point you won't have your protection prayers on. You want the mole to hit you, and you can recall her down a little bit, and that's just so that if you've hit a 1 on your poison dynamite, it doesn't take a minute for let's say vengeance to proc, and then she's regened up to full HP, because at that point the kill will not count for your skiller. So that's something to be aware of. So let her get a few hits in with recoils, and then start vengeancing. As soon as you've vengeanced, throw your melee prayers on, and from here this strategy is pretty straightforward. Pray for a melee while waiting for your vengeance to recharge. When it's ready, unequip a few pieces of armor, cast vengeance, disable your protection prayers, eat a few sharks, drink a few prayer pots, you'll be alright. About halfway through the mole's HP, she can burrow, which is very annoying. when this happens for the first time, just take off your ring of recoil or your ring of suffering, because those can proc the mole. And in my testing, it seems I've pressed vengeance, and then the recoil damage has made her flee, and she hasn't taken the vengeance damage. So just something to be aware of. I'd rather play it safe, take the recoil off, just venge her, for that big damage. When she does burrow, if you've got hard diary complete for Falador, it makes it a lot easier because there'll be a big arrow on her. But if not, just use both your accounts to send them in different directions. And a little tip is the minimap will only show the yellow dot for the mole. The little mole babies don't come up on the minimap. So you can just quickly run around and focus on the two minimaps, and if you see a yellow dot, you know that's where the mole is. Once you locate the mole again, the main needs to re-equip all armor, because make sure you splash. You want to spellbook swap into Windstrike, and then just continue the process. It's quite mundane. I mean, you can see it in the background. It's not exactly riveting. But yeah, once found, re-equip the armor, switch back to Windstrike, rinse and repeat the process until she's dead. If all goes well, you will secure the kill count on your skiller. It is lobotomous, or I don't know the word. It takes ages. All right, and it's not the most riveting gameplay. However, you could potentially get a mole pair on your skiller. So I say crack on, and good luck. To finish out this video, there are 2 clips on how to do the spec run, and then finally how to do the splashing and the vengeance in the spellbook swap. I hope you all know that. If you also take the time to look at the inventory setups here, because this is pretty much what you want, as I've mentioned in the beginning of the video anyway. So yeah, have a good one, and thanks for watching.